Yo. Oh, man. So, my initial plan for today was I was going to do a couple of music reactions. Today was going to be the video I was going to do for the playback. But last night, we had one of the most wildest scenes I have quite possibly ever seen on a professional stage such as the Oscars. Chris Rock doing his normal joke routine at the beginning of the show. The jab here, jab, jab, jab. Oh yeah, rib, 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 rib. Everybody's laughing, having a good time. He gets to Jada Pinkett Smith, and he says, "Oh, looks like you're ready for G.I. Jane." Her face, she's like, "Oh." You could tell she was heated behind it. You could tell she was hurt behind it. Will Smith noticed that shit too. Proceeds to get up, calmly walk up the stage, walk to Chris Rock, and slap the absolute Jesus out of him. Oh my God. Just one cool, clean slap. Nice form, legs planted, arms full extension across. Chris, I think, I'll get into that in a second, but Chris takes it too. Full hit, comes across, and you see Chris's face just, he's like, I just got slapped. Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me right now. Will Smith then proceeds to say to Chris, "Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth." And he said, "Dude, it was a G.I. Jane joke." And he says again, "Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth." By that point, he gets the picture. He says, "Greatest night of television in history," and proceeds on. My thoughts on this. First off, before anything else, let me say, violence is not the answer, but sometimes it's a very effective solution. As a man, well, before we get into that, the reason why Chris Rock made the G.I. Jane joke in the first place is because Jada is currently gone completely bald. She went bald in anticipation because she is currently dealing with alopecia, a disorder that a lot of people have that makes you lose your hair. Men should understand that pain and shame more than anybody, because I know personally, like right now I'm growing my dreads out. If my hair starts to thin out and starts to go, I'm cutting it off. I'm going bald. I'm not going to be in that in-between stage. And that's how most people will go for it. People are so subconsciously aware of their appearance, whether they like to admit it or not. As soon as a guy's hair goes, they go either one of two ways. Either they'll go completely bald and embrace it, which, fantastic, power to you. Or you'll go and grow it back, use Rogaine. LeBron James done it. You see CEOs and executives do it all the time. You see retirees do it all the time. Rogaine is still one of the biggest brands because of that reason right there. So, with that in mind, let's understand that people's appearance and their hair will always be a touchy subject. It's a subject that people don't want to admit they hold on to. Jada was someone who was clearly hurt by said joke and knows that the stigma that comes along with it is going to stick with her. Will Smith, being the husband that he is, saw the hurt in his wife's eyes. And after a year, honestly 2 years worth of constant jokes and ridicule, from the red table talks to the entanglement to August Alsina, people have been making jokes about them for years. Here's what's crazy. They are in such a high echelon of people in regards to their craft and their skill that when they do something right, it's kind of a moot point and expected. But people look for those after earths. People look for any moment where they're not at their peak. They look at that remake of The Fresh Prince, and yeah, honestly, I didn't like it myself. But these people listen to that, and when you get people who constantly are in the media, it's hard to shut off the jokes. It's hard to shut off the jokes, and you see people break. You see people break all the time. That's a lot of pressure to put anybody under, and to be under it 24/7, 365 days a year. Who's to say if you react the same? If someone said just the right thing to get under your skin, or to get under the person that you love's skin that much. I was married for 2 years. Love that woman. I still love her. I love her as much of a person can. Love another person. And if someone, during the whole breakup and the divorce and everything, the one thing I made sure of was that no one disrespected her. We had our problems, yes, but that doesn't mark her down or bring her down as a person. And I refuse to let anyone speak about her in said way. That's dirty. And it's a part of me that I fully understood why Will had to do what he did. Whether I agree with it or not, it doesn't really matter. It's not my life. It's not my wife. It's not my relationship. But if someone wants to talk shit on it, you gotta do what you gotta do. I respect that. I'm a firm believer, more than anything, in respect. There's a talk, I won't lie, I call it a talk shit, get hit scenario. You are free and willing, and I will allow you, and society will allow you to say and do anything you want. Anything. But just know that the others in society do have their voice too. And if you infringe on someone else's space, on someone else's comfortability, on someone else's honor, on someone else's respect, they also have full right and full liability to slap the shit out of you. There's a button for everybody. Some buttons you just don't push. And when you push that button, you need to expect that there will be consequences. That is the true role and true power of a comedian. To know that you are allowed to, the audience is giving you permission as a comedian to push those boundaries, to say things that are a bit risque and taboo, but the audience still has the ability to say when something goes too far. When, not Keith Richards, who's fucking Kramer from Seinfeld, when he came out and started yelling out the N-word repeatedly at his show, guess what? There's consequences for that. And he felt all of them. I'm surprised he didn't get smacked in the mouth that night either. You gotta understand, you gotta own up to the fact that there are lines. There are lines you don't cross. That being said, I will give full credit and full respect to Chris Rock on how he handled the entire situation. He was professional, he was poised, and I think part of him knew that he kind of fucked up on that joke, because you could tell that even he was like, oh, that actually just happened. And here's where I think the story went in his head, because I honestly do think that he understood that, hey, I can handle this right now, and we can legit go throw hands in the middle of Oscar stage in front of all of his peers, or he can maintain his composure. He can try to work it off with a joke, go backstage, and they handle it off stage. And they squash the beef. Apologies, if any, are warranted. I really don't think either side should apologize. This is one of those things where what happened, and lines have been drawn. I think Chris understood that. I think Will understood that. I think Jada understood that. And I think us as a crowd and a collective consciousness should also understand that. This is not something where criminal charges need to be pressed. Chris Rock did not press them. Fantastic. I'm very happy that they were able to keep the law out of the picture. But I do think that this is a learning lesson for everyone involved. Do I think Will should have hit her? Should have hit him? No. That's not how we handle things in a society. But as a person who sees his wife genuinely hurting from something that someone said, I understood it. I understood why. Say what you want about their relationship. At the end of the day, they're still married. They still have kids. They still have kids they love. They still, after all of this, love each other. And love makes you do some crazy things, man. Makes you do some crazy things. Crazy is part of all. And this is the part that actually makes me, it really made me like, 2022 is going to be fucking wild. Will still won Best Oscar for Best Actor for King Richard. 20 minutes later, 20 minutes later, he is on stage accepting, his first Oscar, I believe, actually, for King Richard. This was supposed to be his most crowning achievement. Will said that Denzel pulled him to the side after everything went down and said, it is always at your moments at the most high that the devil will come through and try to take you down. This was entirely one of those moments. This is something that I wouldn't be surprised if Will dreamed about this moment. This was his peak pinnacle as an actor. He's always made the money. He's been the big money blockbuster. This was not just the money, but the respect that comes with being an actor. This was that showing of, at the end of the day, I am more than just the money. Like The Rock can say, he will make money as an actor. He is awesome as an actor. But this is a thing that shows that he is one of the masters of acting. Man, to have it be tainted by this moment, it hurts. It's going to hurt him. I know it's going to hurt him as well. But I hope that he learns from this. And I hope that we all can learn from this. Sometimes a joke is a joke. It's entirely true. But sometimes you can take jokes too far. And whether he meant to or not, that's how Will and Jada took it. This was a moment where we no longer saw Will the actor. We no longer saw the Fresh Prince. We saw actual Will Smith as a man, as a person who was hurt by his wife being hurt. Like I said, I don't fault anybody for the situation. Situations like that happen all the time. Happens in bars all the time. It happens at my casino all the time. There's lines that just don't get crossed. I'm in an industry where I myself have been called the N-word multiple times by people that I don't want saying it to me. Some people getting kicked out. Sometimes I've had to legitimately let it slide and move on so that I can keep my job. And I still feel like garbage almost every day because of it. Some things do hurt. Some things stick around. Just know that when you speak to someone else, you speak with respect, because you never know when someone's gonna smack. You never know when someone's gonna snap. And they will smack you in your mouth for it. And sometimes it's gonna be warranted. Watch what you say, folks. Be respectful. Love each other. Take care of each other. Again, props to Will. Congratulations. Props to Jada. Do not take this man for granted. He is literally gone to bat for you now. Whatever drama you guys had in your past, whatever entanglements y'all deal with, just know that that's still a man right there. That's a man that respects you. It's a man that loves you. That's a man that is going to be different because of this. Things are going to be different. But know that it's okay. It's gonna be good. As long as y'all love each other, y'all got it. And I hope that Will and Chris can squash this. They do like, so there was the scene in Family Guy where Quagmire slept with Cleveland's wife. As much as Cleveland's wife was a piece of crap to him, was not nice to him in any way. That was still his wife, and he still got to defend her honor. Quagmire, knowing this, even after they settled everything, Quagmire was like, "You get your licks on me. You get your chance." And they had a boxing match at the end of the episode, and I loved that. I loved how they handled that. That's how shit should get handled. It would be really cool if during like moments of extreme like disrespect, if you and your friends could go out back and throw some gloves on and box it out. Y'all fight, you guys end it, you shake hands afterwards, and you go on from there. That's what friends do. No matter what drama may arise, no matter what may go on, you handle your business and then you move on. If it's a true friend, they'll stick around, and you'll want them to stick around. So I hope they resolve it all. I just hope they resolve it all. Man, what a crazy Oscars. No one would be talking about it if it didn't happen. I'll be straight. The Oscars themselves were pretty tame, but I loved it. Learn your lessons. Learn the lesson in this. Oh man. What a day. What a day. But I think I'm gonna leave it there. Please also do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know it helps out. Talk it up. It's the best night of television history. Later. Peace and love. One last thing. Again, giving props to Chris Rock. Boy got a chin on him. He took it like a man. He took it like a goddamn man. And kept it moving. Again, I give him props there. Because if he does anything back, both of their careers are done. Both of their careers. Over. Right then and there. That's the loss of two absolutely incredible black actors in Hollywood. And I bring up black only because black people would understand the importance and gravitas of that. There's a collective of respect amongst the black community. And because of all the disrespect that comes to us all the time, we have to hold each other and hold people of our color to a higher standard. It hurts, it ain't fair, it's just a fact. So for him to just take it like that, I give props, I give respect there. Because I know in that situation, all he would want to do is be like, "Nigga, what did you just do to me?" And he gonna throw blows, and they gonna sit there and scrap it out on the middle of the Oscar floor. I won't lie, I probably would have done that. But then I'd get blackballed from everything, and he would too. And everybody loses, genuinely loses in that situation. So again, respect to Chris, respect to Will, respect to Jada, respect to the crowd, respect to Laputa Nyong'o, who had the greatest reaction afterwards, just like sitting behind him. Oh my God, that was hilarious. Denzel, Tyler Perry, Bradley Cooper, all coming up to Will afterwards and consoling him, telling him, "Bro, you can't do that, man." Everybody has a breaking point. I pray no one ever finds yours. Again, Rob, Talk It Up, signing off.